The UK and Germany just inked a treaty that screams we might not trust America anymore. China's leader isn't flying anywhere, but his influence is. India is being threatened with 100% tariffs by a US senator because apparently oil is political now. And South Africa may tear BRICS apart over coal. I am Mandatory Fun Day. This is Worldwide Wednesday. Here's everything you need to know in a couple minutes. Watch till the end where we get into Xi Jinping's weird new stay-at-home strategy. Let's go. In a bold move for European defense cooperation, the UK and Germany signed what's being called the Kensington Treaty. This isn't just about being pen pals. It covers joint missile development, counter-drone warfare, migration policy, and a shared drone production facility. All this came just before the 2025 NATO summit where both nations reaffirmed their commitment to strategic autonomy. You know, in case America doesn't want to play ball. That's their perception, of course. That's the fear. This treaty is a preemptive power shift. The US is seen as becoming increasingly unpredictable in NATO. The UK and Germany are hedging their bets. Think of it as a what if we're on our own again alliance. The shared drone facility signals long-term planning, tech sovereignty, supply chain control, and regional deterrence, all in one neat little package. Do you think Europe should aim to be independent of the US militarily, or is that just inviting disaster? Germany just agreed to send one of its prized Patriot missile systems to Ukraine, with the UK announcing the move alongside them. These US-designed systems are vital for defending against Russian cruise and ballistic missiles. Germany will be getting replacements eventually, but it's a bold logistical and political move considering these assets are limited. Germany's transfer of such a high-value air defense system shows two things. One, Ukraine still has strong NATO backing, and two, Berlin is willing to put skin in the game now, not later. It's also a subtle jab at countries still hesitating. With Europe investing more in defense, this kind of show-not-tell leadership might push other reluctant allies to follow, but Russia's response? Probably more missile spam. Poland raised its defense budget to nearly 4.7% of GDP, more than double NATO's 2% benchmark. Warsaw's been on a spending spree. Tanks, jets, missiles, border defenses. Since Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine, Poland has moved aggressively to militarize and fortify its eastern front. Poland is transforming into NATO's land-based fortress. It's not just a frontline state, it wants to be the wall. By outspending bigger NATO players, Poland is trying to buy influence, respect, and security all at once. And it's working. Expect Warsaw to become a bigger voice in NATO decisions, especially on how aggressive the alliance should be toward Russia. Question is, should more NATO countries follow Poland's lead and raise defense budgets even if their economies are struggling? We are talking about a lot of nations that spend significant amounts on social safety nets. That money's got to come from somewhere. Belgium announced an additional €4 billion for defense, finally hitting the 2% of GDP target NATO set years ago. Most of the funds are aimed at upgrading equipment, increasing troop readiness, and joining broader European deterrence initiatives. It's part of a wider trend, with NATO countries pouring money into defense like never before. Belgium's decision isn't just box checking, it's momentum. The more countries that hit the 2% goal, the more peer pressure builds for others to follow. Plus, hitting that mark gives Belgium a louder voice at the NATO table. It's not just spending, it's buying relevance. This kind of smaller nation investment matters more than people think. The video's not over, and before we get into the BRICS nations, I want to tell you guys about themandatoryfunday.com. On my website, you can get merchandise, hats, shirts, coffee mugs, cool stuff. Members of the website get 20% off merchandise and access to exclusive content, and we also have a link to order regulation-compliant shirts if that tickles your fancy. Now let's get into the BRICS nations. Brazil chaired a recent BRICS summit in Rio. The key highlights: the signing of a BRICS AI governance declaration, discussion of a common payment system, and internal friction over energy policy. Brazil positioned itself as a green energy leader, pushing climate and tech cooperation before India takes the chair in 2026. Brazil wants BRICS to be taken seriously, like G7 serious, but the summit exposed rifts more than unity. As chair, Brazil tried to steer the group toward modern issues like AI and climate, but internal disagreements, especially between carbon-heavy states like South Africa and Russia, threatened to turn BRICS into a think tank with a PR team. Is BRICS truly evolving into a global power bloc, or is it just 5 countries arguing over coffee? You tell me. The US Senate recently warned India it could face 100% tariffs if it continues buying Russian oil. He named India, China, and Brazil specifically, calling for economic consequences on BRICS countries helping Russia's war effort by purchasing its energy exports. This is old school pressure politics dressed up as energy morality. India has been clear it'll act in its national interest, and oil from Russia is cheap. But Washington's patience is wearing thin. If tariffs do happen, it could drive India even closer to BRICS' financial system and away from the West. Ironically, pushing India too hard might just be the glue that holds BRICS together. South Africa showed up at the Rio Summit dragging a coal cart behind it. As one of BRICS' biggest fossil fuel economies, it's struggling with its transition plan, known as JETP, Just Energy Transition Partnership. Even with funding promises, progress is slow, and it's creating friction with countries like Brazil and China pushing for greener agendas. South Africa represents a growing fault line in BRICS, carbon states versus electro states. While the group pushes de-dollarization and multipolarity, it's being torn from within over how to modernize. Coal might be South Africa's economic lifeline, but it's a diplomatic liability. If they can't reconcile energy priorities, BRICS could fracture under its own contradictions. Can a bloc like BRICS survive when half the members are betting on fossil fuels and the other half are on solar panels? Can they coexist? Xi Jinping has dramatically reduced international travel, just 5 trips abroad this year. Instead, he's hosting more delegations in China and pushing forward his home field diplomacy. While world leaders hop flights, Xi's making foreign powers come to him, framing it as efficient and symbolic of China's centrality. This isn't laziness, it's strategy. By staying in Beijing, Xi positions China as the axis around which others rotate. It's also about control. Every handshake happens on his turf, but there's a risk it can appear aloof or worse, imperial. In BRICS and the global south, personal diplomacy like this matters. If Xi goes full hermit mode, China's influence may grow colder, not stronger. So here's the scoreboard this week. NATO is spending like there's a war tomorrow. BRICS is trying to evolve, but keeps tripping over its own contradictions. And Xi Jinping is running the world in sweatpants. If you enjoyed this video, please check out one of the other ones. I do geopolitics videos every week, and I really love doing them for you. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, do it all. Do it all for me. Also, let me know what you think of the new studio. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.